Now, in today's class, I'm going to explain in C language dereference operator. Okay. So, as I told you that these are free classes. Okay, my free classes will be conducted 3 days of a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sharply at 8 p.m. On Zoom platform. Okay. So, my intention is to extend these free classes throughout the world, especially the students who are residing in rural areas wherever network they are aware of network facilities. Okay, so anybody can attend my classes. These are very free classes. Okay, on my Lakshmi Narayana Krishna Foundation to memorize my parents and my ancestors. Okay, dereference operator in C language. So, like reference operator, already we have studied in the previous classes about the reference operator. So, the symbol is ampersand, and operator. Here, dereference operator means we will use star. So, reference operator will be used along with the variable to get the memory address of a variable. Okay. In the same manner, star operator means dereference operator will be used here to get the value of that variable. Okay, to get the value of that variable, which variable, the pointer which is pointing to a variable. Okay, already I told you that pointer is what? Pointer stores the memory address of another variable as a value. So here, whenever pointer is pointing to another variable, okay, so if I want to get the value of that variable, okay, I will use the star operator here. That is called dereference operator. So generally pointer will be used, pointer is a variable which will be used to get the memory address of a variable. Okay, both variables data type must be equal condition. Okay, so if I want to get the value of that variable, okay, if I want to get the value of the variable, the pointer points to, the pointer points to a variable. Okay, so that variable value, if I want to get, star operator, that is called dereference operator, will be used. Let us see the code. Here my age is a variable, it is integer data type, 43 value, integer value assigned to that variable. So simply in comments, variable declared. Next, pointer created. I told you that there are two ways to create the pointer. One is that first we need to declare the data type of integer star. That is one way. Then pointer name, ptr is the pointer. Otherwise int, that star will be kept just before of the pointer name. So ptr, we can write, I will show in the code, is equal to my age, just before that ampersand end symbol kept, means by this we can get the memory address of that my age variable. So pointer declared. Next, reference operator. Reference operator, by reference, how can we get the memory address? Syntax is what? Printf. To get the printf is a function to see the output on the screen. In bracket, format specifier p will be used to get the memory address. Format specifiers, already I have briefed all of you. They are used to format specifier. What is the main role of the format specifiers? Format specifiers They are used to help the compiler. Now compiler, we are working with which type of data type. Okay, here P percentage symbol in double quotation marks format specifier. So P will be more format specifier. P will be mostly used along with memory addresses. Backslash n will be used to get the next line. Comma PTR. PTR is what? PTR is a name of pointer. It is a variable which holds the memory address of another variable. So now dereference. Dereference, I told you that as we are getting the memory address, in the same way we can get the value of that variable. So dereference means output the value of that variable. Which variable? My age variable, which is interlinked with pointer. Okay, that my age value is what? 543. 43 is assigned to my age. So now if you want to get this 43 value, already you are getting with already we are getting the memory address of this my age by using of and my age. Okay, and is reference operator. In the same way we can get the value of that variable by simply using star operator. So how that is called a dereference operator to get the output of the value of my age with the pointer. That my age is connected with pointer. So syntax is what? To get the value, format specifier d will be used. Okay, and printf comma star ptr. Star ptr, I told you that star is what? Dereference operator. See, this star has two different uses. Whenever we use at the time of pointer declaration, if I use with int star, otherwise int star ptr, so that will be used with pointer. If we use along with at the time of print, okay, that time it will be used as a dereference operator to get the value of that variable. So now let us see code. See, try to understand. First int main. Before that we need to include the stdio.h library. Stdio means standard input output library, which will be dealt with what? Input output operations. Int main function, the main function is compulsory. Inside of the main function, whatever the code we want to write, that will be written inside of the main function. Here my age is a variable created, it is integer data type. This is can be any type of yourself, any type yours, but suitable variable name. I told you that many times, suitable variable name. If it is age concerning, you write it is age variable. If it is marks concerning, you need to write marks. Okay, age concerning, so age, otherwise simply you write age 43. Otherwise marks concerning, you write marks. Okay, xyz, your name, my name. Okay, variable. Now variable, one value assigned, it is integer data type, so 43 integer value allocated. Now then we need to create the what? Pointer. Pointer, I told you that if data type is what? Variable, marks is integer data type, so we need to don't write here float. Why? Anybody? Why? Because see, your data type marks is a variable which is holding, it is integer data type, so pointer also equal to that. So if you write this, see, if you run, you will get error, surely you will get error. So your variable marks is integer data type, surely the pointer also integer data type. See what happened now. See why we are getting error here. So your marks is a variable, and that is 43 is assigned for that marks variable. Now in second line you are creating a pointer with that is integer data type. Star operator you are used here is equal to, and reference operator used for my age. So here variable both are differs, both are differing. Understood that? So marks is a variable, so and operator must be used with marks. Okay, that's why it is giving error here. Understood that? So now you will get the answer. That is what 43 is the 43 is what value assigned to that marks variable, and memory address mentioned here. Okay, next in third line code 43 43 is the what first memory address we are getting. Printf means format specifier p used, that's why we are getting memory address which is stored in that pointer variable ptr. Then next printf by format specifier d used to get the value stored in ptr variable. Okay, value stored in not ptr variable, value stored in the value stored in that variable to which this pointer is pointing. Our pointer is pointing to that variable. Okay, so this our pointer is pointing to which variable? Marks variable. That marks variable is assigned with 43, so that value will be printed by mentioning the dereference of here. Star is the dereference operator. So this star has two uses. Whenever we use along with pointer time, at the time of pointer creation, if we use the star, so that will be used to create the pointer. If you want to get the value of that variable to which our pointer is pointing to, so that time if I use along with the pointer star operator dereference operator, we will get the value. So this is called this is the use of dereference operator. Understood that? Now I hope that you have the idea over what is dereference operator and dereference operator. Okay, where is the reference operator? Okay, now if I want to if I if we want to close all these, okay, you can remove the total code, cut. See here what happened here. Your window, which window? Code window. If you run this, your answer window, okay, so nothing is there, that's why. So you remove this total code and you write the code from the scratch. Okay, now first of all, if I want to write, I need to include what? Include what? I need to include here one library. That library is stdio.h. Why? Why? Stdio, as I told you, the stdio standard input output library that will be used with the input output operations. Okay, for take the input, okay, scanf function, to display the printf function. Next is what? Next code, int main function. That is very function always must have the brackets. So main function that must be declared. Then these two braces, open flower brace, within this side, within this whatever the line of code we will write, they will be executed. So now first of all we need to create a variable that must be either it is up to you whatever the variable. If you want to write float variable you create. So here float rupees, okay, any variable you create yourself, any variable name. So rupees is a variable, it stores rupees. How many rupees? Somewhat 450.65 rupees, okay. This is a variable float. In C language I told you that every statement must be terminated with semicolon. Now your variable declared, variable declaration of variable. The variable is what? Rupees, and it is float type. Now value 450.65 float value assigned to that variable. Next what? Next line of code. For this I told you that whenever variable is created rupees, a memory address will be allotted to that variable. So now if I want to get printout of that memory address of that rupees variable, I need to create the reference operator. Means how can I get reference operator? Okay, here see, if I want, I told you that what I told you that one variable created. So whenever variable is created, memory address will be allotted. So I want to display that memory address first of all. So print, okay, printf bracket, okay. Here if I want to get the memory address of any variable, I need to use format specifier p. Always format specifier will be mentioned in percentage symbol p. I told you that this is very important, huh? Okay. Next comma. Now I want to get memory address of what? Rupees. Okay. Now terminate. Now this code what it will display. See, rupees is a variable. If I write like this, it will give error. Why? Because if I want to get the memory address of any variable, I want to use one reference operator. I told you that is called AND symbol. So now see what happened. So by this code, whatever we are seeing, this is the memory address of rupees variable. I told you many times whenever variable is created, one memory address will be allotted. This is the memory address. Now if I want to get this what, this 450.65 I want to get display. So same, write the codes printf bracket. Here format specifier must be here format, which type of format specifier we need to use here? D, otherwise I. These two will be used with integers. Integer, so integer, it is not float because our data is float type. So F. Before that percentage, then close this, okay, comma. We need to mention what this is your what, and then terminate semicolon. Now what happened? Format specifier F used to get the printout of rupees variable. Why F? Because that our data type is what? Float. So F. If it is integer, D or I. If it is boolean, B. So now let us see what happened here. We will get we are getting the value, but both are mingled, both are mixed. So I want to get both the answers in different lines. So I told you the next line character. That is very important. Next line character backslash n. Now run this code. Backslash n. Backslash n will be used here. Percentage p backslash n. Okay. So here what we are getting the memory address of rupees variable and its value. Two line of code I have written. First line of code with the reference operator, and I have used reference operator for rupees. Rupees is a variable to get the memory address. In second line, format specifier F I have used it because our data type is what? Float. So format specifier F used, backslash n for next line character, rupees. Rupees is a variable. So now I have gotten the memory address of that variable, rupees variable. But pointer, what we have studied about pointers and dereference operator. Here star is and is ampersand is what? Reference operator to get the memory address. Okay. Next pointer. So pointer, I told you the how to create the pointer. First it is which type of our variable is float type. So don't write integer star. So then ptr. Ptr is what? Pointer, name of pointer variable. So is equal to what? This pointer created for what? Rupees. Okay. Now terminate. But whether it will be worked out, why it will not be worked out? Why? Because your data, your rupees variable is which type of float type. So here you need to write, if you run this code you will get error. Why? Because your variable is which type? Your variable is float type. So our pointer must be float type. Many times I told you that. Okay. Okay. Now see, if you run this, there is no any problem. Okay, no problem. So why we are getting error? Try to understand. I told you that pointer is a variable, ptr is a variable created here. It holds the memory address of another variable. Whose address it will hold? Rupees. Rupees memory address. So we need to use here ampersand, that is called reference operator. If I will not use the reference operator here, this and ampersand used to get the memory address of a variable. Now rupees memory address will be assigned to ptr. Ptr is what? Your pointer. So how to create the pointer variable? First of all, we need to declare same data type. Rupees data type is float. So float, then star. Next, any name of that pointer. Pointer PTR. PTR is a variable which will be holding what? Rupees memory address. If I will not use ampersand here, now run this code, it will be worked out. It will be worked out. Understood that? So if I remove this ampersand, so any memory address of variable, by a reference operator you will get the memory address. Okay, so that's why if you run this you will get error. So reference operator and that must be used here. Okay, now so means rupees is a variable, its memory address is assigned to another variable. It is called pointer. Pointer name is PTR. In this PTR, in this place you can keep any XYZ, your name, my name, doesn't matter. So another way to create pointer, this star if you keep just before the pointer name, this is another way, that is also same. Now your pointer is created. Now reference operator I have briefed you. What about the dereference operator? Dereference, if you want to comment here, you mention like what, double quotation, reference operator, reference operator, okay, which is reference operator and ampersand symbol. Okay, now if you want to get the memory, the value, we will use dereference operator star, dereference operator star. Where I want to dereference operator, how to get the dereference operator, mostly used for what? To get the value of that variable. So come down here, printf bracket. So if I want to get the value of that variable by dereference operator, format specifier. Which format specifier will be used here? Format specifier F. Okay. Before the percentage symbol is compulsory. F. Then after backslash to get the new line. That is very important. Comma. Now here dereference operator is star of PTR. PTR is what? Pointer. Pointer points to a variable. Which variable? Rupees variable. So in that rupee, pointer is pointing which variable, that variable value will be displayed. Terminate with the semicolon. Understood that? Now you run this code. So you will get the value of that. You will get, what is the value you are getting? Y 2 times 450. One time you want to get display. Okay, printf by using of rupees variable. By using a pointer variable with dereference operator, we will get the value which is stored in that variable, rupees variable. So this is the difference between reference operator, dereference operator, pointers. Okay. Here try to understand the difference why star is being at different conditions. At first wherever star used at the time of pointer creation. Okay. So pointer, this is a pointer variable. You can keep anything xyz, my name. We need to create, we need to give a name of a variable. Whenever you change it, pointer name, so surely everywhere you need to change. Okay, run this code. Vasu is a pointer here. Vasu is a name of a pointer. Okay, xyz. So this is very simple to understand. I request you that all of you please keep your continuous efforts towards your programming. Until unless you don't keep your sincere efforts, so programming is very difficult. Understand? Always study the theoretical topics, study the theory very well. On that instant code, try to do the instant code. Read the theory, do the code practice. Read the theory, do the code practice. In that way, you can learn the programming very easily. Understood? I hope that this class is useful to you. Understand? If any comments, if you want to comment, you can comment to me. Okay? As I told you that these are all free classes and will be conducted 3 days of a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sharply at 8 p.m. on Zoom platform. So throughout the world, I want to reach to rural world. Okay, why rural world? Poverty is not restricted to one country. So everywhere is poverty. So students throughout the world, whomever not getting network facilities and they are totally aware of the network, so any if they are aware of any coaching centers, network centers, and they are very poor and not able to afford to attend the classes, so simply you come to my programming classes, free programming classes. I am conducting lot of topics. All I want to cover all the programming languages up to my last breath of life. All programming, C, C++, Java, Python. Already Python, Java 85% completed, and front end part HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and somewhat relational database management systems like your that is SQL. Somebody else are interested to know that our language, and somewhat frameworks are there for JavaScript, like to develop front end part, React, Angular, and Node.js, which will be mostly used side, server side. Okay, scripting for client side frameworks are Angular, React. In Panda, Python, so many libraries are there. They are also called. Don't confuse yourself. Library frameworks are not different. Both are same. Okay. Pandas in Python for that is what data analyzing, data science. Okay. So if you want to learn, if you are very much interested in web development by Python, you need to understand the library Django. If you want to develop games by Python, Pygame, NumPy, numerical Python, like this, so many libraries are there. You understood that? So, mm and DS and algorithms, that is very important. It's very difficult topic to understand. Data structures and algorithms. Before understanding data structures and algorithms, you must have knowledge in at least any one language, either C, C++, Java, Python. Before understanding data structures and algorithms, at least must be familiar with one programming language. Understood that? So many topics I want to cover. Especially, I want to enhance the programming skills. Okay, apart from that, communicate English fluency, communication skills, because most of the time my classes will be conducted in English. By that, whenever you attend my classes, surely you can develop your English speaking skills. Okay, understood that. So I hope that these classes will be useful to all of you. Jai Hind.